Swiss Re's adoption of IFRS 17 accounting standards has returned the group to the top of AM Best annual rankings of the world's largest reinsurers. This annual ranking is a highly recognized part of AM Best annual coverage of a global reinsurance industry leading up to Rendezvous des Septembre in Monte Carlo. We're joined today by Chris Pennings, financial analyst at AM Best, who is here to explain a bit more about the rankings and how things played out. So Chris, Swiss Re back on top over Munich Re. How much has IFRS 17 played into the rankings here?
Swiss Re adopted IFRS 17 in 2024. In 2023, they were still reporting their results in GAAP. Munich Re was the largest of the IFRS 17 reporters last year, but they haven't been compared against each other since year-end 2022, prior to IFRS 17's adoption. Both groups' massive scale and diversification is likely to lead to continued volatility for the top spot, as well as currency valuation fluctuations having an impact as Swiss Re reports in US dollars and Munich Re reports in euros.
So the report includes some performance metrics on just the top five for both rankings. What were some of the takeaways there, Chris?
So the takeaways from the top five for both IFRS 17 and non-IFRS 17, that represents more than half the market, is ultimately that the reinsurance market continues to be strong. Surplus is growing even while companies return capital to shareholders. ROEs are double digits and combined ratios continue to show strong underwriting profitability. Ultimately, this is why we decided to maintain our positive outlook on reinsurance. There's pockets of softening rates, but largely on non-loss affected accounts. And even with the California wildfires in January, we're still anticipating underwriting profitability in the year.
Have currency fluctuations affected some companies more than others?
Yes, the dollar had a really strong year in 2024. We internally developed consistent foreign exchange rates for our reports, and almost all the currencies utilized in the top 50 report declined against the US dollar. The most significant was the Brazilian real, declining almost 22%. This was the biggest driver of IRB moving from 11 to 16 in the rankings. They did have less third-party reinsurance revenue, but year over year, the decline was only 7% prior to its conversion. After we converted, it was a 27% decline. So far in 2025, the US dollar has declined against most world currencies. If this trend continues, we could see a little more volatility next year.
Got to ask, Chris, were there other notable changes within the ranking results in 2025?
There were some big upward movements. Most of the list was pretty static, but the two most significant upward movements were Core Specialty and Chubb. Core Specialty is a newer company. They were founded in 2020, and its operations are continuing to mature, and they're still continuing to achieve new levels of scale. They rose from 33 to 23. Chubb rose 6 rankings from 30 to 24, driven by a 36% increase in gross premium written. Chubb's scale and long tenure operating a reinsurance business allowed them to take advantage of the favorable market conditions during the year.
Chris, thank you so much for taking the time to speak with us today.
Thank you.
That was Chris Pennings, a financial analyst with AM Best. You can find the full report online at ambest.com. For AM Best TV, I'm John Weber.